William Faulkner's Two Soldiers. To recap the audience, this story captures the perspective of a poor family in rural Mississippi immediately following the Japanese bombing of Pearl Harbor, which is where our story begins. Faulkner chronicles the impact of America's entry into World War II. The story focuses on the relationship between two brothers, 19-year-old Pete Garrison and his 8-year-old little brother, our narrator of the story. As the older brother, Pete decides to go and join the war. This short, poignant tale helps answer two of our unit's essential questions. The first is, why does America go to war? To answer this question, one needs to look no further than Pete. As the boys hear the news of the Pearl Harbor bombing over the radio waves of their neighbors, we see this young man come to life and personify the American spirit to defend one's nation. Lying in bed, Pete confesses to our young narrator that, "I just ain't gonna put up with no folks treating the Unity States that way." Pete, like millions of other Americans, were moved into action with courage and determination. This makes me remember the sense of violation I felt during the attacks of September 11th. I remember thinking that those responsible must pay and that America was going to war, the similar sentiment shared by Americans following Pearl Harbor. Pete knows America must defend itself, just like the Fighting Irish, which is and always has been a primary motivation for America to go to war. But going to war is not without consequence, which leads to the other essential question: how has war affected American society? The answer to this question lies in the title of the story itself, Two Soldiers. At first glance, I remember questioning the word selection, two, because Pete is really the only one who becomes an actual soldier. He's the only one who decides that he's going to enlist. Isn't that only one? But then I had an idea. What if there was another type of soldier? Yes, Pete was a soldier of the more traditional type. But what if his little brother was a soldier of the home front, needing to fill in for his brother? Because that's just what he had to do. Pete asks the little guy to look after Ma, and I'm dependent on you to look after my 10 acres. Pete had to do his own part. War in this story has left an already poor family without a major contributor and has required a child to assume the responsibilities beyond his age. But the narrator, like millions of other Americans throughout history have, rises to the challenge. War affects American society by pushing its citizens to sacrifice and by demanding they build grit, both for those who fight and for those who are left at home. Americans rise to the occasion. I've seen this in my own family. Grandpa Mick took up arms against the Germans, while his future wife, Grandma June, took over her family farm when her brothers left to serve, making Grandpa a soldier on the European front and Grandma one on the home front. But it wasn't easy. Families sacrificed but managed to continue. It's just one of the many ways war affects American society, and it's illustrated with this story's simple title. This story provides us with a weighty piece to the puzzle we seek to solve. It reminds us of why America goes to war and war's consequences. It offers a unique human perspective that allows us to further try to understand America's unique relationship to war.